Today, let's talk about one of the most controversial things about Grimgar, when the characters got their memories erased a second time. When this happened, the community was very split. Essentially, everyone thought that the development all the characters got at that point essentially got wiped away. This isn't entirely what happened, but it is kind of close to it. If you paid attention from the very beginning of Grimgar, there is a lot of subtle hints of how the memory erasing effect works on individual people. Essentially, while the memories are gone from the person, all of the development and personality changes they've had up until that point still remain. They are more subtle than they would be before the wipe, however. For example, Hadahiro still retains all of his instincts from the time he was a volunteer soldier. This also affects the way he acts and the way he is more confident in himself. From Volume 1, he was very inconsistent and he was really indecisive. However, after his memory was wiped the second time, he wasn't really inconsistent or indecisive. He was constantly making actions and doing what he needed to do. His character really didn't change that much. This was all set up throughout the story. For example, in Volume 3, when Shoko was introduced, Hadahiro had a huge urge to protect her because Shoko was a character that he knew before Grimgar in his own life. So he subtly wanted to protect her and stay with her the entire time. He didn't understand why, after the characters' minds were erased, essentially they all acted as sort of an anchor for their memories, but not entirely. They didn't keep their memories, but they subconsciously stayed as a team and stayed with their personalities. Kizuku was still ready to go for fights, and he kept his confidence and his self-love that he gained throughout the story. Mary's memories were not affected, so she was the only one helping them and guiding them. Satoru as a person didn't really change that much either, but the reason her memories had to definitely be erased is because she knew what was going on with Mary a little bit more than the others did. And she knew that Mary had an evil spirit inside of her from her time in Pirano. And since no one knows what was going on with Mary in Pirano now, she's more of basically a walking hand grenade ready to go off at any time, and we don't know when she's going off. So it's a thing that is affecting the reader more than anything else because we have no idea when she's gonna go off. Now, do I think the memory erasing thing was entirely necessary? No, I think it is kind of dumb. Especially since characters like Chihiro do kind of revert a little back to her past self, but not really. She's not crying and whiny as hard as she was in Volume 1, but she's more worried about the fact that she can't help her friends because she doesn't know how to use magic, because for magic to work, you need to actually have the information in your head. It's not a skill like backstab or something physical. It's a memory thing. So she has to actually relearn magic for herself. It's also been very heavily implied that the characters are eventually going to get their memories back, but it just still has not happened. When they do, I think it's going to be a big, oh my god, let's be happy moment with the characters being able to actually know each other as much as they feel like they do. The one thing that bugs the shit out of me, however, is Mary and Hadahiro's romance subplot was essentially kind of reset. Mary knows that they were essentially kind of together, but Hadahiro doesn't. And Mary doesn't want to admit to him because she's scared he's gonna get uncomfortable even though he's the one who fucking approached her. So yes, there is parts of this memory erasing thing that is completely stupid, and there are parts that work for the story, but it is overall kind of a mixed bag, so your enjoyment may differ for different people. Honestly, I kind of liked it at first, but then it started to kind of show how bad it could be because no one really was affected that badly, except for Chihiro, which we'll talk about her in a different video because she's got other problems that happen later on.